Hi everyone, I hope you all are doing well. In today's video, we are going to see about Spring and Spring Boot. So, as you have heard about this Spring, so what is this Spring? Obviously, Spring is an framework which is used, like it was developed to the workflow so easier when we are using the previous versions like of uh, uh, servlet and much more previous versions of struts. So uh, once again, Spring is what is Spring? Spring is a framework. Okay, Spring is framework which is usually used to which was developed by Rod Johnson's. The main reason was to use this was drawbacks of the J2E. It was not that much easy to handle, and like previously used softwares, they were very heavyweight. So it would take extra time to execute and like basic boiler code which was in like uh, servlets and struts that was more complex than to understand and implement it. So because of the reasons and drawbacks, what Rod Johnson has done, like he has invented an framework which is called as Spring Framework. With the help of this, the things that were not like easily completed because of its complexity and heavy weight, with the help of Spring Boot, it was easily done and implemented in the application. So let's get this was the first overview of what was the Spring framework and what is the basic of like why it was introduced, because of the history of our previously used applications. So yes, so Spring Framework is an open source application. Okay, it can be obviously like download and you can use it from anywhere. So because why it was main reason was it was introduced just because of the enterprise edition of the Java, which was much more complex. So to like give a better end to the users, uh, Spring was introduced. So what basically so you are going to have an uh, like uh, what was the reason why it was heavyweight, and so let's get into it. So for example, you are creating a class which is using like dependencies of other class. So you have two classes. Okay, you have A and you have B. So for example, you are taking an example of class 1, which is an employee class. Okay, and another class is address. So uh, just emp address class. So these two are the classes, and you want to get the objects of this class, and from this you are going to inject it over here. Like we are not going to inject, like I am talking about previously. So what we used to do is like, if you want to create if you want to use the properties of this class, we have to first we have to create the object of this class, and then we have to what we used to do. Okay, first of all, what we have done here is, first we created an object for this emp class, and then uh, add this method over here, and with the help of this we are going to implement it. So uh, this was like uh, so if we are using this, this makes the application not dependent on each other, so they are tightly coupled. Disadvantage. Disadvantage. Servlets and struts also you can say. Struts. So first disadvantage was they were tightly coupled. Tightly coupled. And second disadvantage, that they were heavyweight. So they were heavyweight to executing an application. So they were heavyweight. So because of these reasons, like Spring framework was introduced. So let's get into it. Why? Because of this, it was introduced. So, for example, uh, you are building a Spring application, and you have utilized its dependency. So first of all, taking into it, like we have discussed about disadvantages and why it was tightly coupled and why it is heavyweight. Heavyweight is like executing the it takes more time to execute the boilerplate. The boiler code was so much difficult to understand, and execution what time it was taking is uh, was so high. So that's what it was. Heavyweight and tightly coupled, like the objects which are we are uh, it would for each and every class we have to extend or integrate one each class to each other, and because of that reason it was tightly coupled. Okay, so extending or inheriting class and giving the objects to the class. So because of that this reason it became tightly coupled. And because of these reasons, Spring framework was introduced. So Spring, what provides us? Spring provides us inversion of control. So what Spring provides us? Spring, what Spring provides us? It provides us inversion of control. What is inversion of control? So, like I have previously said, uh, if you are in implementing a object to another class, or you are using it anywhere from that class, this the control which you are providing, which you are not using, like you are not giving it to manually, you are just giving a Spring to control that whole process, providing the object and giving object. This whole scenario which you can see, like first of all, let's just take an example of this. So with the help of this diagram we can clearly understand. For example, you have a what example you should take? Okay, for example, you have taken a class you have taken ram. Okay, and you have taken class ram. Hmm. And what you have done, you have put like and another class. What we are going to take here, class Gita you have taken. Okay. So to complete the Ram's task, so we are injecting Gita's object here. Gita G. Okay, and what we have done, public void and do work. Now this is a method like normal method. Okay, and here simply we are going to take public void do work. Okay, we have simply put here. So to do from this example you can see, like to work with this for working with the Ram have to like is dependent on the Gita. So if you are providing the Gita object here, and then and only Ram can do his work with the help of this Gita object. So what is this mean? So Ram is dependent object. Okay, dependent object, and Ram has dependency over Gita. Dependency over Gita. Okay, so this is the dependency object, and this is dependency, and this is the dependent. Okay, so why we are calling this dependent and dependency? To complete the Ram's work. Okay, Ram is dependent on Gita to do his work, and Gita is the dependency to the Ram. So they are like correlating with them, like with the help of this Gita object only Ram is able to do his work. So this is the dependency injection. Okay, uh, what we have done, what we have injected, what we have done, we have injected Gita's object to uh, what we have done, we have injected Gita's object. Okay, you can see here arrow. Hmm. We have injected Gita object, so this is called the dependency injection. What we have done, we have injected an object to an another class to complete its functionality. Because of this reason it is known as the dependency control. So what is IOC? The whole system you are seeing here, and the dependency which we are seeing here is dependent on Gita, this object. So this is called the IOC of the IOC of this object. Like this is the whole inversion of control. What we can say is it is the control that we are giving to our system, and we are not manually integrating anything with the help of Spring. We are going to use inversion of control. So once again, so suppose Ramu is depending on Gita, and so Ramu is the dependent class and Gita is the dependency class. So what is done here? Spring creates object internally, so there is no need to integrate what you can say uh, integrate. It is the this process is called dependency injection, and the whole process of creating this object is called inversion of control. So what are the advantage of this? This becomes This makes the whole system loosely coupled. Okay, so what this means, what is makes it's make the whole system loosely coupled. Okay, so so what we can say, the no broken explanation is there. Okay, yeah, that is the no need to provide any internal details to the dependency. Okay, so now we have completed our dependency injection, we have completed our inversion of control, and now we are going to see how the beans are not beans, like main one more topic is there. So from how many ways to implement the spring core in our spring like this, how many ways you can integrate it with the help of that, with the help of you can integrate it using XML file. Okay, XML file, and another way you can say Java annotations, and with the help of this you can integrate. So another one what we are going to see, and we are going to see in how many ways you can like use it. uh, we have one this what we call in how many ways you can like pass the objects to the uh, uh, past using dependency injection. So you can use constructor injection, CONST, constructor injection, and another is using setter injection. Hmm. So in constructor injection, what we do is basically we implement using constructor injection, giving the names and properties to the constructor, and in setter injection, what we do in using using getter and setter methods. If you with help of using setter, we set objects to the setter. So uh, again we are going to see how we are going to using the XML file, we are going to integrate one object to the another object, and how the using beans, what are the beans. If you are using in XML file, in XML file you will have this bean and bean tag. Okay, so you have to close this also, beans. You can anyways you can use this also, and no need to write this. Just I'm going to use this to just make a clear cut and image. So what we are going to see, suppose you I have just previously used the example of that one, what we are going to see, uh, this class, this one, Ramu and Geeta. So what we are going to do here, we are going to say like you have done an in XML file you are using. So what we are going to say is you are going to give first full class path. Okay, class you have given here. Okay, so in class what we are going what you are going to like implement like whole path. Suppose you are in com dot for example spring, com dot spring dot project. project you have taken, and in project you have given the name as Ram. Okay, so you have created one bean with a class full name, and what another you can give this name is equals to what you are giving here, name equal to, suppose you are giving your name as Ram. Okay, name you are giving here Ram, and what we are going to do is also close the bin. So same you are going to do with 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 Geeta also. Geeta also. Hmm. So because of this we are going to inject it. So hmm. And what happens in this, how this bean is used, and how the container provides it to the IOC container provides that object to the another object. So we are going to see here with the help of a diagram. Suppose you have created a bean, so you have created an object of the object. Okay, this is the object, so minimize height 24, we need only 20. So this is object. Okay, so uh, we have created object, and after creating object we are going to give it to the bean. Okay, we have given it to bean. Okay, after giving to bean, what we are going to do, we are going to give it to dependency injection. What we are going to see here, dependency. Okay, and after this, Spring IOC container is going to hold all the objects and dependency beans of the classes IOC container. What this IOC container, like wait, I will show you. So this contains small, like it contains all of the objects. Okay, so this contains objects. So whenever a bean requires, whenever an object is created, contains it's converted into beans, and beans like depend injected to the creates a dependency of the class, and after creating the dependency, the dependency is stored in the IOC container, Spring IOC container. Okay, so when we need this, whenever the Spring needs this, uh, what we can say, uh, objects or dependency, so with the help of this here, Spring provides to the uh, to its classes and objects. So with the help of this you are going to see how it is going to use the application. So in version of control you can say Spring Inverse is the core of the framework. It contains the objects for us. So that we no need to create it manually, it gets stored in the container. So container, it is responsible for uh, instance and creating configure and assemble of the objects and collecting it to storing them. To create object for us, IOC container uses some information. What we can say, it we can with the help of the XML file we are going to provide it to you, upload it. Okay, the main task performed by the IOC container is the instance of the application class is to configure the object, and another thing is to assemble the dependency between the object. Okay, so this is the main object use of the inversion of control. And what are the types of the inversion of control is, we are going to see with the help of this it contains of the bean factory, bean factory methods, and in application context, and we are going to use it. So what is the bean factory? The bean factory is actual container which instance configures and manages a number of the beans. Okay, with the collaboration with the another. And what application context is, it is the advanced Spring container. So what is this do? It is the interface which already inherit the properties of the bean factory method. So it contains all the property of bean factory method, and it contains all the uh, request of the body that we are going to give it to inversion of control. The container gets an instruction of the object, and with the help of that we are going to configure and assemble by reading it with the help of an XML file. Okay, so this was the small overview of the what is dependency injection, what is the inversion of control, and how the dependency injection works. So uh, we can use it with the manually, and we can also implement it using annotation method, and with the help of auto wiring method we can not method annotation, we can uh, use the dependency of the object. What we are going to do in auto wiring concept, we can also use like with the help of configuration you can use XML file also, and you can use annotation file also. Okay, so with the help of this you can use it with annotations. And if you don't want to use like this configuration, giving providing in the bean class and providing the dependency of the another, putting the value and putting the name of the dependency to the dependent class, uh, you can simply use Spring Boot. So what exactly Spring Boot do? uh, all you have to do is just simply use annotations over there, and you can use uh, all the beans or whatever you want to use without implementing it in your application. So I I was not about to start uh, your Spring Boot, but we will just get an overview of what is the Spring Boot and what are the advantages of the Spring Boot. Okay, so first of all, what is the Spring Boot? Spring Boot is the module of the Spring framework, which is usually on Spring only. Okay, so it what is do is the Spring Boot what provides us one, what are the advantages of it, like, so therefore one of the main advantages, there is no need to implement your what you can say is XML file configuration to your system. You can directly use Spring Boot annotations. With the help of that, you are going to see lots of annotations of Spring Boot. So first of all, the only thing to starting with the Spring Boot application, you are going to use Spring Boot application as you going to like with the help of this annotation only, you are would be able to start your Spring Boot application. So and suppose and another which you can say is bean. So what in Spring Boot we Spring Reader, uh, this is the bean of the classes, and we used to configure in XML file. So in Spring Boot we can directly use Spring uh, like bean annotation, and with the help of that you are going to see give the dependency to the Spring bean object, and you can like use uh, configure an auto wire to make the dependency of the class, and configuration annotation, because with the help of these two annotation you can use your bean in your Spring Boot application. So thank you. This was just an overview of what is Spring Core, and what are the Spring IOC dependency injection, and how we can configure it in XML file, and how many ways we are have in using this constructor injection, and what is Spring Boot. So thank you for